YouTube. Once again, guys, I really appreciate all of your support of my channel. This has been a video that's been requested from my subscribers and some of my patrons extensively in the past. They wanted me to do another one of these videos, and this is what I refer to as the Rushing Academy. The Rushing Academy. This is going to help you be more proficient with your runs. There's not a lot of great breakdowns on how to run the ball more effectively in Madden. A lot of times just people look for some daylight and actually go ahead and run the ball. But what I'm going to try to do is teach you guys how to read your blocks correctly and make the most out of your run plays. Now, granted, there are going to be situations where the CPU gets a crazy block shed, or the user going against your opponent it shoots the gap correctly and tackles you in the backfield. But what this is going to do is it's going to basically give you a better understanding on the different run plays that we have in this game, how the blocking schemes work out, and how to read your blocks to optimize these run plays. Now, we're going to take a look at all of these run plays. I'm going to break this up into 3 different series. The first is we're going to be looking at zone plays, so the inside zone, the ISOs, and then also the outside zone. Then I'm going to break up all the power plays, the pulling plays, so like the traps, the counters, the power plays, and then I'm going to break up the potpourri of sweeps, which would be pitch plays, jet sweeps, and then also looking at the draw plays. So I'm going to break this up to the 3 different sets. For my patrons, I'm just going to post all this at once, but this is going to basically a way to help you go ahead and read your blocks a little bit better and be more proficient. Now, the goal of this video is trying to generate between 4 and 5 yards per run play. If you're generating between 4 and 5 yards per run play, you are winning the game in Madden. 3 yards and less, you're not going to be getting first downs. 4 yards or more, you're going to be getting first downs, and it's going to be very burdensome to your opponent to stop your runs. Now, I'm not going to run this against some of the meta run defenses out there, but I want to show you how the blocking assignments work in this game. And how you can read your blocks and how it's going to help you get to the next level and try to optimize that 4 or 5 yards and sometimes breaking a big run off against your opponent. So I am not the best user, so I don't necessarily have the best stick skills. I can't do all the juke moves like a lot of the top players do. So what this is good baseline instruction. If you're good with stick skill and you have really good vision and you can cut things back, if you understand your blocking better and your blocking assignments of your offensive line, this is going to help you out even more to be better at running. So if you feel like you've got really good running skills right now and you feel like you can run the ball, this is only going to help you, okay? Because all it's going to do is talk about what's going up front as far as the blocking schemes and all that. So this is going to be a 3-part series. I'm going to post this full series to my patrons right away so they can have access to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the points in these videos, the timelines. We're going to work on inside zone, ISOs, and then outside zones, and then go to the power and pulling guard stuff, and then obviously some of the specialty running plays. So once again, let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, so the first part of this is we're going to take a look at is going to be the inside zone. We're going to look at ISOs, and then we're going to also look at the outside zone. Zone running essentially is a staple of a lot of the most high-powered rushing offenses in the game today. So you can think of really high-powered rushing offenses. The one I could think of right off the bat would be San Francisco. They had a stable of running backs last year that was just carving up the league, and it's because Mike Shanahan was using zone blocking. Now, zone blocking, why it's really good is that you don't have a lot of pulling with guards and players that are trying to get to other sides of the field or other sides of the line of scrimmage. They're basically just blocking straight up, and then they're looking for double teams. So I want to talk about what some of the fundamentals of zone blocking, and then basically what I want to do is I want to go into practice mode and show you reads and show you how to block, how you read the play with the zone run play, and how you can actually go ahead and turn it into a big run. So let's just talk about zone running to begin with. First and foremost, zone running actually has many different variations. You got the inside zone play, you have the outside zone play. Also, sometimes they're wrongly sometimes considered as a stretch play, which basically is a little bit different, but it's still, I would still categorize it as a zone run play. Now, the difference between the three most popular zone plays are the aiming points or the reads for the ball carrier. Inside zones is one of the first hallmarks and centers around the guard position. Outside zones aim off to the tackle. So with an outside zone, you're really going to be going off the tackles and off the tight ends based on the coverage. So you're going to be going to the outside. You also have plays like ISOs, which would be more or less dive plays and stuff like that, and that's just kind of going up in between the gaps, which you're looking at. Now, zone blocking originates from blocking the first level, which would be the defensive line. And there's usually a double team on every zone blocking play. So there's a play side and a weak side. And from each double team, one lineman from each will work onto the next level. So you're going to have a double team in a position with the offensive line, and then they're gonna peel off that double team on the defensive lineman and actually get to the next level to the linebackers. Now, depending on the flow of the linebackers, either the drive man, who basically is the inside blocker of the double team, or the post man, the outside man of the double team, will leave that double team in order to reach the linebacker. Now, if the linebacker reads over the top of the double team outside, then the post man leaves the double team in order to block the flowing linebacker. Now, if the linebacker comes inside of the double team underneath, the drive inside double teamer will pick up that blocker. And the blocking scheme creates cutback lanes, open pockets through space while you're running, where you can run the ball through. And it's going to provide cutback lanes created due to the overcommitment by the defense. So you'll see players get out of position. You'll be able to cut back and actually blow up a big thing. Now, where most plays are designed to go as specific holes or gaps on the offensive line, and that's typically where you can anticipate the double team to be at. But depending on the alignment, sometimes the double teams won't be there, and you're just going to have to make a fast read and a cut and take the hole that's available to you, or you can run behind the double team. Now, the zone requires that running back to read the blocks in front of him, choose what's the best crease to enter. In theory, it allows the offensive lineman to block the defensive line in whatever direction is most convenient, assuming the holes will be available somewhere. So that's a definition of zone blocking. Let's go into basically inside zones. We're going to take a look at ISOs, and then we're going to also take a look at the outside zones as far as how this run scheme works. Now, I'm going to start off going against 34 defenses, and the particular reason why is that you've got your odd fronts. You're going to have an over edge, which essentially is working like a 43, and then you're going to have a bare front, which is going to put people down in the box and stuff like that. So this is and also the Cubs. So this is going to give you kind of a good look of what you would expect in line. Is it going to be a perfect setup? Are you going to have a user coming, shooting the gaps? No, but this is what you'll probably see online against someone that's trying to stop the run. All right, so this is a nice base play. This is out of the close set. And all we're really going to do is we're going to look for the double team. Now, I've got the running back. He's going off to the left. I know I can expect the double team off to the left. And it could be a couple different ways the double team is going to work. Usually the guard is going to double team one defender, and then the two blockers are going to determine which way they're going to go. So really it's the guard, center, guard are going to show where the double teams are going to be at. And I'm going to try to run behind the double team to try to optimize it. Now, I want to point out something. You see the X marker right there? That's 5 yards out. As long as I'm getting 5 yards on every carry as a base minimum, I'm winning the rushing game. So if I'm getting 5 yards at a clip against my opponent, I am winning. Anything above 5 yards is all bonus, but we just want to try to get 5 yards. So let's just go ahead. So the double team is off to that tackle right there. And I want to show you an instant replay what I was looking at. The edge wasn't set perfectly because the edge defender came in, but this is where I'm running to. I'm running to this guy right here. This is where the double team's at. This guy right here totally whiffed his block. So he didn't hold his block, and if he did, basically I wouldn't have been able to go ahead and take off, because this essentially was going to be a big opportunity for me to pick up some yards. But the edge wasn't held right here, and that's what you could expect in practice mode. But let's just go into some more plays and show you how the blocking works. So we just got a dive play, and we're just going to look for the double team and then run behind it. Now this is the dive play, works like an ISO play. So we'll go into this replay and just show you where I'm looking for as far as the double team. And I've got a lead blocker with the fullback, but we're looking for the guard in the middle, and we're watching where he goes. See how he actually double teams this tackle position right here, and then because I've got a lead blocker, he's going to clean up a linebacker on the outside, and I'm just going to run behind this double team, and you can see the hole was perfect. This defender doesn't play it correctly. He plays the edge, and I just cut it inside, and that's how I pick up those yards. All right, so this is perfect. Now this is a very common formation. You're going to see a lot of people running a formation like this. I've got a green box off to the right, and basically what I want to do is I'm going to take a look at the centered position and the two guards, and I'm going to be looking for the double team, and I'm going to try to run behind the double team. All right, so the double team was right up the middle, but if you could see, that guard got up to second level with this particular play. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened in instant replay and why this turned into such a big run. So this guard actually went ahead and he took the backside defender. My anticipation was he's going to come up and actually go ahead and take this, but because of the blocking assignment, he actually took away that backside defender, and basically this tight end actually took this out, and all I'm going to do is just follow up. Now here's your double team right here, so that's where I'm pointing and aiming at as I'm trying to go to the double team, but you can see how the hole was just huge, and I'm just going to go and take that up for some big yards. All right, so basically we've got a green box over here. We're going to take a look for a double team. This might be a play which essentially is a misdirection. If the running back just takes a step to the left and then comes back to the right, that's what it is. But we're going to be looking for the double team off this green box, and it was right up to the center, and that's why I was able to go and get some pretty good yards with that. All right, so watch the running back right here. See how he kind of steps off to the left a little bit. He goes off to the left. That's a misdirection. And what we're going to do is just watch the center and watch the guard. Center actually determines the double team, and they're going to go ahead and push this guy off his feet. I'm going to run behind that because I know that this guard essentially is going to pick up the second level guy, and I've also got a double team by the tight end and this tackle right here. So that's where I was able to go ahead and get the yards because these guys just peeled off. All right, so another staple inside zone play. Box is red, but my guess is that I'm going to get a double team over that tackle with my star guard, and that's where the double team's at, and then we're just going to run that off of that guard because the guard actually he's the post person that actually goes up to the next level. So let's just take a look at this in instant replay. Got the double team right here. That's where, because the box is pretty light. So you got the double team, and this guy kind of pushes off. I even haven't got the ball yet, but I know that this guy's been pushed off his position, and the guard is going to go up to the next level to take out the next player. And my running back is so fast, he just runs past that hole. There's nobody in the area because my tackle handles his business on this side. He actually takes that edge defender and curves him out, giving me a nice big running lane. Now, if a guy was using this, guess who he'd probably fall into? He'd probably fall into this guard who's going to pull up and actually get into his way. So that's one of the things that's great about an inside zone run that you can use. So inside zone off to the right, we're going to be looking for the double team off the center and that guard. And right there you can see where I'm picking up 5 or 6 yards. Another popular inside zone play, we're going to be looking to the center and right guard and the tackle and the tight end for the double teams. And the double teams are right there, so we're just going to go and pick that up. So basically you got the double teams, and that's where you're going to run. You're going to get that push initially and just go ahead and take it up to the next level. See how these guys go up, they do the double teams, and then they go up to the next level? That's how you pick up the yards. So guys, we're going to go and jump into the next one, which is going to be the ISO. It's going to be similar to this, but we're going to have a lead blocker, and then we'll jump into the outside zones. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the ISO runs. And basically this run, it gets isolated by the fullback. and they block against the Mike linebacker or the next level linebacker. And that's where you're going to follow. The ISO run is really simple to use in your scheme. You just follow the fullback. He's going to provide you your read as far as how you're going to run the ball. You're either going to run right or left after he engages his blocker, but you're just going to follow the fullback. So fairly straightforward. This is a standard. It's an inside zone, still pretty much the same thing, but you just follow that fullback and just see if you can engage where he goes is where you're going to go ahead and run the ball. So we've got basically fullback over the middle. This is a goal line type formation. So we're going to watch Doyle, see where he runs. We're going to go ahead and follow him with the anticipation that it's just going to get jumbled up and you'll be able to run up the lane. So this is the equivalent of a stretch play with the fullback, where you follow that fullback, but you're just doing it inside. And this is a really good running play or running type of play to go ahead and use in conjunction with a nice outside zone scheme or stretch play scheme. This is going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and get some pretty good yards up the inside. And a lot of times what happens is opponents will actually overcommit. But all you're really going to do is watch this guy and just try to run right behind him. And they're usually going to give you daylight. The fullback is going to run into basically kind of an open hole. Now this fullback is not the most intelligent fullback. It seems like he's going off and blocking some strange people, but it's just a nice inside zone. I would say that this is more, it's probably better to do this as a dive more than anything else. I've seen better ISOs. The playbook I have doesn't have very great ISOs. It doesn't have a phenomenal ISO gameplay, but I actually pulled away just because that hole was just so wide open on the back side of that particular defensive set. And here's, there you go. You could see, let me just show you on how the fullback read it correctly, blocked the right guy, there was a hole behind it, and I just ran right up the middle. So here's the fullback I was reading, and look at the hole. Nobody in the area, nope, the hole was just opened up just great. I followed this guy because this play kind of works like, well, it's kind of a delayed handoff, and I just followed him, and you could see the body positioning. The fullback actually is pushing the guy off to the left. I'm just going to go off to the right and go against the momentum, and that's where I turn that up for 15, a 10+ yard gainer. Now we're going to take a look at outside zones, and it's similar to the inside zones as far as running, except you're really not going to be focusing on the center guards. It's going to be the guard tackle. That's going to be the area that you're going to be looking for. The guard tackle, tight end. If you've got a stretching fullback, he's going to go ahead and take away one of the defenders that might come down and try to take away the edge. That's where you're going to be looking for. But outside zone stretches are very popular. Obviously, there was a lot of people using stretches in previous lane. You have an outside zone, sweeps. These zones, they're all work like stretch plays. These can be, really hit or miss. They can be great where you can pick up some major yards, and other times they could get shut down. So you just have to read the blocks correctly and decide if you want to keep going to the outside or cut it back in to cut it into the inside. So let's just go and take a look at some random outside zones, and also go ahead and go against random 34 defenses with different fronts. So here's a stretch play right here. So we're going to be looking to the tackle. The tackle essentially is going to give us a read, and he tells us to kind of cut it out with the move. So I do a nice little spin move to get it out, but let's go ahead and take a look at our read with the tackle with the outside zone run and where he's telling us to go. So this tackle kind of stretches us out wide, and we're going to go that way. And let's take a look. The double team comes off of the center and the guard. They come off to the center and guard, but they're just telling me it's almost like a little pitch play, just the way the animation, how this guy just kind of scoops out and gets to the next level. So we're just going to go ahead and run it out that way. Now, so more of a standard set. We're going to watch right now. We've got basically the tackle and the tight end. We're going to watch how the edge is set up. And you can see that was actually fairly simple. So let's just go into instant replay and watch the edge. Now, playing defense and playing a lot of Madden, I know that these deep thirds, they don't play run fits. They fall back into zones and wait and delay before they bite. So I knew once the ball actually happened, I was probably going to be able to get the edge because this defender pop back up. But let's go ahead and take a look at the double teaming. So this guard and tackle decide to double this defensive end. So it's a doubled right there, and this tight end essentially is going to go ahead and double team with the wide receiver, and that's how that edge actually gets set up right here, because this tackle actually keeps sliding him off. So that's how I was able to pop that, because these guys just double team, bounce, and get to the next level. And that was just basically the wrong defense to use against this particular offensive set. So outside zone right here. And really what I'm looking for is with these outside runs out of the shotgun formation, I'm just looking for seeing where that tackle goes, and we're just going to run behind that tackle. So got the run going this way. Look how the tackle just peels off. Double team right here. It's like kind of a blocking assignment. This guy comes in, takes away the linebacker, and he comes out and takes away this linebacker. And that's going to be a tackle against a linebacker is usually always going to win in a blocking situation. So we're just going to cut this out. And you can see how this defender, it can't turn around to get to this. And that's how I'm just going to go and run up. And basically I've got a 2-on-1 against this defensive back saying, hey, I'm not worried about this safety. All right, so if I was in this game, playing this game, I'd probably switch into an inside zone in this type of situation, because the box is fairly stacked. And you could see that the defensive guys were actually over there. So this is a type of situation where you're going to check out of an outside run like that, because you don't have the positioning. I've got basically 5 blockers over here against 6 guys, over leveraged off of this side. So there's no way I'm going to be able. One of these guys are going to come free against me. And they're going to catch me before I even get past the line of scrimmage. So that's why you don't want to put yourself in a position of running a bad ball if the count is bad. So you can see I've got 6 guys right here on this side against 5 blockers. I'm not going to win. So just get out of that play, jump into something else, or pass the ball. So right here, we're going to go ahead and watch that. And then I'll show you the reason why I cut this in is because of the body positioning of the tackle with the defender that he was on. So this tackle actually kind of gets himself set straight. He's not inside this, he's not on the opposite side of the shoulder. So if I run this wide, this defender actually has position where he can get to the outside. See how that happened? So if you can read that quick enough, if you can see the body positioning before you get the ball, you could determine whether you need to cut that up. And also this guy, he was blocking nobody, so that means he's going to get to the next level. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and run to the inside to pick up the yards in that type of situation. My first read is going to be this tackle and how he sets the edge. And if he goes ahead and gives the edge up to the defender, I'm going to cut that back on inside. So guys, this is basically the first part of this series. Basically using outside runs to optimize it. Once again, I really want to thank you for your support. I'll put together a couple other sets with basically the power sets to counter the trap, and then I'll close this out with the draw sweep and jet sweep and the end around. Kind of the trick runs that a lot of people will throw into it. So once again, to my subscribers, thanks for your support, guys. If you do like these type of tips, go ahead and make sure you smash that like button, and I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips to take your game to the next level. So thank you for your support. Until next time.